We are back with a special series, The Legacy of Robert F. Kennedy. It was 50 years ago tomorrow that the nation was left shocked and shattered when Senator Robert F. Kennedy, brother of the slain president, was himself cut down by an assassin's bullet as he was campaigning for president. He left behind his wife, Ethel, and 11 children, and his unfinished work opposing the Vietnam War, supporting civil rights, and battling poverty. Well, now his daughter, Kerry, has written a new book about her father's legacy. It's called Ripples of Hope. And Kerry Kennedy, good morning. It's good to see you.
Great to be here. Thank you.
We were just talking about 50 years. It's hard to fathom that so much time has passed. You were 8 years old when your father passed.
Yes. Yeah, it is. But it's amazing how far we've come as a country, and how this year in particular, we're feeling so much of the division in our country that was felt 50 years ago. A lot of the issues that he was grappling with are really at the front of the headlines today.
And the book gets a lot of different perspectives on your father because he meant so much to so many people. But let's talk about him first as a father. I mean, what he meant to you. What are your most cherished memories?
Well, he was a lot of fun, and he was, not a Don Draper father. He was very, very present. He was always there with us. But one of the things I remember is when we had battles. I had 7 brothers and 3 sisters, so there were lots of battles in our house, and he would always do the same thing. One time in particular, I was playing World War II with my brother Michael in our treehouse, and he was the Americans. He was older and better aim, and I was the doomed Germans trying to race up the treehouse and take over. And he was throwing these magnolia pods at me, which look just like hand grenades but feel like rocks when they hit your head. And I took one hit too many, and I scrambled out of the tree and ran up to my father's study and jumped in his arms with tears coming down my face. And he said, "What happened?" And I told him this sad saga. And he said, "You go get Michael." And I was like, "Justice will be done." I got my brother and I brought him up. And he said, "Now, Michael, you be quiet and don't interrupt. And Kerry, tell what happened." And I told the whole thing. And then he said, "Now, Kerry, you can't interrupt. And Michael, you tell what happened." And, and then he made us kiss and make up and go to our rooms and read for an hour. But I think the message he had for us as children was the message he had for our country, which is peace is not something just to pray for. Everybody is responsible for it in our daily lives. And you have to think of your enemies as your brothers and sisters. And you got to read.
You talk about reading. This book has essays or reflections from a wide variety of people. John Lewis, of course, the congressman and famous civil rights activist, George Clooney, Barack Obama. Do you have a favorite? Did you learn anything new about your dad?
Well, I learned it's interesting. The book is really fun because, Hillary Clinton said, "I'm like a Rorschach test. When you ask someone about me, you learn more about them than you learn about me." So this is a book, really, you learn a lot about Bobby Kennedy, but you also learn a lot about Bono and Tim Cook and Gloria Steinem and some of the other people who are in it. But I did learn one story which was amazing to me, which is from John Lewis, that he was in charge in the '68 campaign of the African-American neighborhoods in Los Angeles, and Cesar Chavez was in charge of the Latino. But together, they were in charge of the white neighborhoods. And the two of them went door to door in L.A. On behalf of my father. And just the thought of opening your door and seeing John Lewis and Cesar Chavez there, stumping for someone was pretty amazing.
What a time. And then before I let you go, I know the family home was recently sold, and as I understand it, you found a letter that your father had written you when your uncle, President Kennedy, was killed.
Yeah, it was an unopened letter that he had written.
You had never seen it?
I had never seen. Nobody had ever seen it. I opened it up for the first time a few years ago when we sold the house, and in it, he's writing from the Resolute desk in the Oval Office just minutes after he found out about Jack. And he says, remember your Uncle Joe and Uncle Jack and the sacrifices they made for our country. Love our country and be kind to others.
What a treasure to find after all these years.
Yes.
And the book is a treasure as well. Kerry Kennedy, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I know you'll be with your family at a mass later this week, and our thoughts are with you as always.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. The book is called Ripples of Hope, and you can find out more about it. Today.com/shop is the place to go.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.